Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world, and the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But surprisingly, this luxurious Rolls-Royce was started by a boy whose entire childhood was spent doing child labor in poverty. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce was born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business was ruined and his entire family was on the streets. But this was just the beginning of problems. At the age of 9, Royce lost his father forever, which forced his mother to work as a maid. Royce started delivering newspapers. Till then, Royce's future was filled with darkness. But at the age of 14, a turning point came in his life. One of his aunts saw potential in Henry. She went to the Great Northern Railway Company and got Royce a position as an apprentice. In the next 3 years, Royce worked day and night. He read dozens of books and worked in a factory. He learned carpentry, math, and most importantly, electronics. At the age of 17, he became a fully capable mechanic. At the age of 21, he was working as an engineer in a company called Maxim Western. But due to financial difficulties, this company was about to close. Royce had the option to take up a job in many other companies, but he decided to open his own electrical engineering company. He used his £20 savings and started a small office space in Manchester named F.H. Royce & Company. He also joined his friend Ernest Claremont as a partner. Initially, Royce did whatever he could to survive, like repairing sewing machines and electrical fittings. But Royce saw that the demand for electrical fittings and lighting was increasing, so he started manufacturing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells. This changed the company's fate. By 1900, the company's sales had crossed £20,000. At the age of 38, Royce had a family, and they were planning to build a huge factory. Everything was going well. Then a twist came in the story. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. Competition increased, and the prices of electronics equipment fell. Royce's business started crashing. As the business failed, Royce's physical and mental health deteriorated. When Royce consulted a doctor, he received a simple piece of advice. He needed fresh air to recover. He was advised to buy a car so that he could travel without strain. Royce took a vacation to recover and bought a French-made car called Decaville. This car made a lot of noise, the brakes were ineffective, and overheating was a problem. This car was below standard for a perfectionist like Henry. So he decided to make minor modifications, but ended up redesigning the car entirely. This redesigned car was superior to the original Decaville car, which gave Royce the confidence to build his own car. He could even start a car business. He assembled a team and started designing his new car, which was sent to a workshop for casting. Eventually, Royce's 10 horsepower and 2-cylinder car started taking shape. In terms of quietness, lightness, durability, and reliability, this car was superior. On the 1st April 1904, it was tested on the road. In its first test, it covered a distance of 50 kilometers without any problem. Royce made 2 more cars of the same model. They were tested and improved, resulting in world-class cars. However, they were not capable of delivering these cars to the world. This is where the second hero of the story, Charles Rolls, enters. Royce was presenting his cars at an exhibition when Charles Rolls spotted them. Rolls was a passionate motorist and was running a successful business selling superior quality cars. Rolls was already looking for a luxury British car maker, so he met Royce and closely examined the cars. He was impressed by Royce and told his business partner that he had found the world's greatest engineer. Charles Rolls and Henry Royce agreed to start a joint venture to sell these cars, and the name of the car was going to be Rolls-Royce. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially established with 4 Rolls-Royce models, 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower to be supplied. Rolls-Royce believed that the best way to market a car was to participate in racing tournaments. That's why Rolls-Royce participated in prestigious tournaments like the Isle of Man and the Tourist Trophy. Rolls-Royce won those races using Rolls-Royce cars and also set many new speed records with these cars. Rolls-Royce was already established as a great car company, but their most successful car was yet to come. At the end of 1906, Rolls-Royce launched a model with 40 and 50 horsepower and 6 cylinders. Its body color was silver, and it was extremely smooth and silent, just like a ghost. That's why it was named Silver Ghost. To market the car, Rolls-Royce planned an endurance test of 24,000 kilometers. The Silver Ghost was driven continuously day and night for 2.5 months, covering the distance of 24,000 kilometers without any issues. Rolls-Royce also organized many demonstrations in which they made the Silver Ghost pass the whisper test. In this test, they balanced a coin on the bonnet of the car and drove it without dropping it, proving that this car was extremely smooth. With these strategies, the Silver Ghost became popular as the best car in the world and became the first choice of kings, queens, and industry leaders of that time. The decision to partner with Rolls proved to be a masterstroke, and they were achieving success from all sides. That's when a terrible incident happened. Along with cars, Charles Rolls was also very passionate about aviation. On 12th of July 1910, he was flying a plane named Wright Flyer when the tail section of the aircraft broke, causing the plane to crash from a height of 100 feet. In this incident, 32-year-old Charles Rolls lost his life and became the first person in Britain to die in an airplane accident. This incident deeply impacted Rolls-Royce, and Royce struggled to overcome this loss. In 1911, he received another shock when his health started deteriorating rapidly. Doctors informed him that he had bowel cancer. He underwent a major operation, but even after this, the doctors said that he would only live for 3 months. Even in this condition, Rolls-Royce kept improving the design and engineering of the Silver Ghost. Then a miracle happened. After 3 months, Rolls-Royce achieved 100% recovery. After his return, Royce made major improvements in the Silver Ghost. Ground clearance was increased, suspension was improved, and the chassis was also strengthened. During this time, Rolls-Royce observed a trend of putting personalized mascots on the bonnets of cars. However, the company was concerned that people were putting inappropriate mascots, which could negatively impact the image of Rolls-Royce. That's why they designed their own mascot. In their mascot, a British actress named Eleanor Thornton and a model were used. This sculpture shows a woman leaning forward with her hands stretched backward and strong wind blowing against her. This mascot symbolizes grace, freedom, and speed. Its name is Spirit of Ecstasy. Ecstasy means overwhelming happiness. Due to all these improvements, Rolls-Royce's sales and profits were growing exponentially. By 1913, their profit exceeded £90,000, and they planned to expand internationally. Then something happened that almost destroyed Rolls-Royce. World War I began in 1914. Rolls-Royce was not prepared for it. The economy crashed due to the war, impacting luxury car companies like Rolls-Royce. Sales plummeted, and the company had to lay off employees. Everyone thought that Rolls-Royce would not survive the war. However, Rolls-Royce had other plans. They met with military authorities and realized that reliable, high-performance cars were needed in the war. As a result, Rolls-Royce modified the Silver Ghost and turned it into an armored car. An 8mm thick armor was installed in the car's body, along with a revolving turret equipped with a machine gun. This car was used to conduct operations in the harsh desert regions of the Middle East. Additionally, it was also used for spying missions. Because the Silver Ghost was very smooth to drive, it was the best vehicle for transporting wounded soldiers. Many Silver Ghosts were modified into war ambulances, with sufficient space for stretchers, medical equipment, and nurses, along with electric lighting for nighttime missions. These ambulances saved thousands of lives. Finally, due to its luxury features, Rolls-Royce cars were used by high-ranking officers, diplomatic missions, and royal messengers during the war. While working closely with the military, Rolls-Royce realized that the British Air Force was heavily dependent on French companies for its airplane engines, and the government desperately wanted a British company to supply its engines. Seeing this opportunity, Rolls-Royce entered the aero engine manufacturing market. In 1914, Rolls-Royce produced its first aircraft engine, the Eagle, which became the world's best engine, being used in over 30 aircraft models. The engine was so efficient and reliable that it played a crucial role in both World War I and World War II. By the end of World War I, Rolls-Royce had emerged as a highly profitable company. After the war, Henry Royce remained focused on maintaining quality standards. But in 1920, he faced another serious challenge. Despite immense success, a new competitor had entered the market. Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz was producing luxurious cars like the Rolls-Royce, and with this, there was a rise in German luxury cars. Royce understood that they had to adapt to survive, so he improved the designs and features of Rolls-Royce cars. By 1925, Rolls-Royce released a new model, the Phantom, which was a stunning success. But in 1933, a major turning point came for Rolls-Royce when Henry Royce passed away. The company decided to continue his legacy, and they produced many more incredible models, establishing Rolls-Royce as the leader in luxury cars. The company faced challenges during the 1970s due to economic issues, but it was during this time that Rolls-Royce diversified its operations and moved into aviation engines. They became a leading manufacturer of jet engines for commercial and military aircraft. Today, Rolls-Royce is renowned not just for its luxurious cars, but also for its world-class engineering and innovation in aerospace technology. The story of Rolls-Royce is a testament to the power of perseverance and excellence, turning humble beginnings into a legacy of luxury